Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be analyzing four cryptocurrencies, which are Ethereum, DOGECOIN, DIGIBYTE and FILECOIN. We will see where they might move over the next weeks. Please subscribe to our channel if you want us to keep releasing technical analysis for free, while to receive our real-time alerts and our trading signals, then you can join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Let's start with the DOGECOIN chart. As you can see here, we have a daily chart. Now, what is quite immediate to understand is that we see a particular kind of movement for Dogecoin after skyrocketing, so after a vertical movement, then we see a horizontal movement. It happened here in January 2021 and also at the end of January, when we have seen a long white candle breaking above the previous ranging momentum. So what we should be expecting right now, what we see is a huge movement up with a long white candle with a huge increase in terms of amplitude, and also a huge increase in terms of volumes. Now, when that happens, we should be aware that we should be expecting a retrace, and the reason is because when we see this kind of pattern, which means a huge increase in terms of volumes that we can see here, in association with a very long white candle with the amplitude, which is the difference between the high and the low, which is much higher when compared to the previous candles, then we do know that we should be expecting a retrace, which actually happened. So what is happening right now? What we see here is the possible formation of an ascending triangle. Definitely we should not be worried, and we should not be surprised to experience Dogecoin hitting the bottom, the long white candle, which is passing by around 0.18, so the range between 0.18 and 0.20. Until this range, until this key threshold will be holding, definitely we can definitely say that Dogecoin is still inside a bullish momentum. So right now, the chances to see Dogecoin moving down rather than going up are actually much higher. Okay, so I do believe Dogecoin can definitely retest this area between 0.20 and 0.18 US dollar for the reason that I just mentioned. So increase in terms of volumes with a long white candle, and what we see here are actually particular kind of patterns. So we see a very long white candle followed by a long black candle, which is actually inside the body of the previous long white candle, but here we see actually a bearish pattern with a long black candle, which is engulfing completely the previous long white one. Okay, so in terms of trading strategies, right now, if you are eager to buy Dogecoin, I would be waiting for a retrace till at least this area, 0.20, 0.18 US dollar, which is very probable. While if you're holding Dogecoin, right now is not the moment to sell Dogecoin, because you should have done once we have experienced this long white candle. Okay, so from here, from 0.45 US dollar, which is the all-time high, we have experienced the huge movement down for Dogecoin till hitting this area at 0.25 US dollar. Okay, so a dramatic retrace for Dogecoin, which might not be over right now. Let's move on and let's analyze DigiByte. DigiByte right now is a chart which is much better when compared with Dogecoin. Here we see much more potential for DigiByte. Now, analyzing the chart, we see a huge increase in terms of volumes. So this is a weekly chart, while Dogecoin is being analyzed using a daily chart. So what we see here is a breakout above the previous all-time high at 0.14 US dollar. We see space till 0.22 US dollar. In other words, we might see a new candle, a sort of squeezing candle, going to hit 0.22 US dollar. So 0.22 US dollar is definitely our price target for the upcoming next weeks. Okay, again, in terms of price action, definitely DigiByte is a much better chart right now when compared with Dogecoin. So So FILECOIN right now is inside a short-term bearish momentum. Here we have plotted the volume profile inside the weekly chart. So what we see here, even in this case, we have experienced a huge increase in terms of volume. This is a point of control, because what we see here are two weekly volumes lower than this one, and followed by again two weekly volumes lower than the peak that we have experienced with this kind of volumes in association, even in this case, of a very long white candle. This is an extremely important concept that we will be analyzing for Ethereum, and we will actually conclude that Ethereum has not found the all-time high yet, and we will see why. Okay, so Ethereum has still room to move up. So what we see here for FILECOIN, once we analyze the volume profile, definitely the second area, a nice area from where we might buy FILECOIN, we might accumulate into FILECOIN, is definitely $100, where we see the histogram plotted right here in the chart. Here we have the same kind of pattern, increase in terms of volumes with the long white candle is almost a reversal pin ball, so it's a midway between a long white candle and a reversal pin ball. We see some bearish pattern. We see actually four candle where we have the last three ones, which are inside the body of the very important candle, which is this one. Okay, so I do believe FILECOIN is going to move down over the next weeks. I'm talking about weeks, so let's not be fooled out by the movement over the next days. I'm talking about weeks. So definitely FILECOIN is going to move till this area, $100. From $100 we want to be in the buy side for actually a rebound, a strong rebound, till again retesting this area at $170. That will be a great risk reward ratio. So buying at 100 and selling at $170 will be a great risk reward ratio. It will be a great trade for us. Now let's move on. Let's analyze Ethereum. Even for Ethereum, I've decided to use the volume profile that we can see here associated in the graph, in the chart on the right side. For Ethereum, after having broken above the 2,000 US dollar, I've been giving out to my patrons 280, so 2,800 US dollar as next target for Ethereum. So what we see here when we analyze the volume profile is that we don't see actually right now key threshold, so there is empty space for Ethereum to move up till the psychological barrier at 3,000 US dollar. I've calculated 2,080 US and 800 US dollar is a very first and very first with a 90% of probabilities Ethereum is going to move till this area. Okay, so previously I've been stating that Ethereum has not found the all-time high yet, so I do believe we still have space for Ethereum to move up, and the reason is because once we analyze these volumes, these candles, we see that in terms of amplitude they are not much bigger than the previous ones. Okay, so for example here we have seen a long white candle which is actually much bigger than this one. I will get rid of the volume profile to make it more visible. Once we analyze this long white candle, as you can see here, is in terms of amplitude, we see a much higher amplitude when compared with this one. Also here we see a reversal pin ball after having tested the 2,000 US dollar. In terms of psychological barrier, once we see a reversal pin ball after having tested an important key threshold like this one at 2,000 US dollar, that means that the bull forces are definitely buying, are definitely winning the battle with the bearish forces. So definitely I'm strongly bullish after having seen this reversal pin ball, having tested the 2,000 US dollar. So definitely Ethereum is doomed to move up until the mentioned threshold at 2,800 US dollar. Again, we see a huge barrier in terms of volumes which are pushing higher the Ethereum. Right now, in terms of relative strength, Ethereum is definitely in a much better condition when compared with Bitcoin. So in other words, I do believe over the next weeks Ethereum is going to overperform Bitcoin. And again, we will know when Ethereum will be hitting a new all-time high. Once we'll be experiencing a huge explosion in terms of volatility. We need to see a huge candle with a very big difference between the point of high and the point of low. Okay guys, if you want to receive our trading signals, then you can join our community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Thank you guys.